and therefore I'm not getting much articulation on the front. A bit more flex now. So yeah, that's good. Alright, welcome to my short video. Today I'm going to be addressing some of the concerns I have or had with this old truck. I had this truck for a long time. It's one of my first build, and there are a lot of things that I could do to make and improve the truck a little bit better in terms of getting more performance out of it. Maybe perhaps even make it look a little more scale. So it's gonna be a relatively short video, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do to make it better. And in terms of performance, one of the things that I think I could use is more articulation in terms of the suspension. And because one of the issues that I have is that because I have the scale engine inside the engine bay, the shock tower that I have is very, very short. Super short. And therefore I'm not getting much articulation on the front. This is as much up treble that I get, right? The rear is not so much different, right? I get a bit more. As you can see, I get a bit more up treble. But at the front, I barely get anything. So another thing I'll be doing today is to install the Leaf undermount for the Yota axles. Alright, so here are several options that you have, and which I have two of. This is the Leaf undermount for Yota 2 and K44 axles. It is an RC4WD Drive branded one. And also the CC hand, they have options for you as well. This kit includes the mounting point for your servo, steering servo, so you can mount it even lower. So yeah, so a couple options available. But today I'm going to be installing the RC4WD Drive option. So in the package you get the provided bolts, and you get the provided mounting kit. So yeah, this kit it comes with the option for Yota and K44. Looks like they have a different depth on the axles to accommodate this new mount. Yeah, it's really dusty in here. And I also have the GCM transmission, which I highly recommend. And yeah, you gotta excuse me with the body like this because you know, the lights are pretty much hardwired and this body doesn't come off. And you know, speaking of up treble, if you're looking to get more treble out of your suspension, another thing that you could do that many people do is that you could upgrade your shock hoops. So this is the stock one that came with this kit, and unfortunately, like I mentioned earlier, you need the short ones to accommodate the engine bay unless you want to cut into the engine bay. So you do have option to run something like this, which comes with the RC4WD Drive Gelandi chassis. These are longer hoops, as you can see. And it also comes with two holes they can accommodate to position your shocks. But in order to run this, I'll have to cut into the engine bay. Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to undo your shocks. And I'm just looking at my hardware, it's like my bolts and nuts, and a lot of them are rusted out. So it's probably a good opportunity for you to swap out any rusted hardwares. It's always a good idea. Yeah, here's the super old Yota axle. This is in fact the first Yota 1. Quite old. Just looking at this and thinking, how can this work? Is you take the lift spring, the undermount. Okay, so I need the deeper one. There you go. You know, I just run into a major issue here is that I forgot that this kit does not work with the Yota ones. So it doesn't fit. Here's a Yota 2 axle housing, and I'll show you. that the undermount fits perfectly for the Yota 2s. Yeah, so basically you put this on, you put your lift spring like this, and then it comes with this little piece that goes on top of your lift spring.
2,000 years later.
Yeah, I'm still picking it up from where I left it off with this upgrade. I ordered some packages and I got some, so let's have a look at what I got. Some of these RC4 drive packages are now coming from China, so that's interesting. I think they don't keep everything in their US warehouse. I think they ship directly from China nowadays, so yeah. So I got the version 2 V2 for the front Yota axles, Yota 2 axles. Got some other random stuff for my FJ Cruiser. Hey, cool, they gave me a magnet. Let's stick it right here. Even I have to jog my memory where I left it off. I know I needed to purchase this because the lowering shackles won't fit the V1s or the Yota 1 axles. This is the Yota 1 and this is the Yota 2. So basically they're different. You know how you can see the Yota 1s? The Yota 1 shaft is a lot thicker. And Yota is a slimmer, right? So the problem with the Yota 1s I had is that this lowering shackle or the plate would not clear. But with the Yota 2s, yeah, they're perfect, no gap. Once that is installed, you can mount the your lift springs under your axle. So another way that a lot of people do is they just flip the axle like this. All you have to do is I think flip the diff gears inside, and you can potentially run it like this, and you can still mount your lift under the axle. I don't personally like that because there's the scaleness of it. The pumpkin is now sitting on the driver's side, right? So I think the old Toyotas, the pumpkin stays on the left side. So yeah. And these V2 axles, they already come with the XVDs pre-installed. So you're getting a lot better axle shaft as well. And another upgrade that they have done, and I'll probably show you. There's the XVD. But this hub, the C hub, I guess. I think they're called the C hubs. But yeah, this V2 versus the V1 Yota 2, you can actually see it's a lot thicker. I don't know if it shows up on the video, but yeah, this is a lot more robust than the V1s. So the problem with the V1s, I mentioned it in my other videos, is that the bolts will actually strip the thread in the C-hub and they'll just come loose, right? And I noticed that the bolts are even longer because it's now thicker. you can incorporate longer bolts, right? So that will make things more secure. Yeah, so overall, it's a really, really good upgrade. Okay, I'm gonna take the leaf springs out. Okay, in the package, they provide longer bolts. When I was running the leaf over mount, or just the regular leaf over the axles, I was just using this red spring. A lot of people upgrade to this one because it's super flexible. But now that I'm getting a bit more travel on my front suspension, I want to help it so it doesn't break on me by putting an extra helper spring. So it'll go like that. So the under mount goes on like that. There's a plate that goes under the leaf springs like that. Put the longer bolts through, and then you want to put these into the actual under mount that will be installed under the axle. So it would look something like this. So you sandwich the leaf spring in between the mounts, and then they get installed like so. So you have to repeat this 4 times, 2 on the front, 2 on the back, and everything else is reverse. There you go. Yeah, so it's all done. So I got a couple of other stuff done. I didn't end up doing the rear leaf under springs. Try the front and rear. You know, the ride height was pretty even, so I was quite happy with that. So, and I get pretty good articulation in the rear, anyways. Let me just turn this off. You know, given that this is a trail truck, I'm happy with that. I don't need more than that, really. So the front, I also get a bit more flex now. So yeah, that's good. I did end up swapping this little tiny shock mount with the longer one that I had laying around. Only thing I had to do was I did have to cut into the engine bay because the shock mount was gonna poke through. I ended up dremeling the engine bay, just a little bit of a trimming, and I was able to put the shock mount through, the longer shock mount, which you can see in here, poking through right there. So yeah, very easy upgrade that you can do. I think anybody can do this. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this video helped you out, and I'll come back with another video. Thank you.